Good morning, yogis. It's Alisha. We'll get started in a few minutes. So get yourself ready, grab a couple yoga blocks if you have them, and I'll see you soon. All right, yogis, let's get moving. Let's start out today's practice in a comfortable seated position, also known as Sukhasana. You can place your hands on your knees and then close your eyes and start to bring your attention to your breath. Notice where your breath seems to flow in your body. Can you feel it in your chest and shoulders? Can you feel it in your belly or in your hips? Then can you start to sense the breath in the more subtle areas of your body as well? Not every part of your body will be moving as much as your chest or your belly as you breathe, but you can still feel the breath flow through you from head to toe. Envision the breath moving in waves through these channels of energy in your body. And if you like, you can use an Ujjayi breath, constricting your throat slightly, Breathing audibly and slowing the breath down. May we begin and end our practice in gratitude. Remembering to be grateful for this body, this breath, the chance to start off our day with yoga, and any other blessings that are right here in front of you right now. Now you can blink your eyes open and we'll cross the legs with the right leg on top. You're going to place your right foot to the outside of your left thigh and then just tuck that left heel in towards your outer right hip. Now bring your right fingertips behind you onto the floor, and as you inhale, sit up taller and reach your left arm overhead. As you exhale, twist to your right, tuck your left elbow over your right knee. Press into that knee and then turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Stay for another couple breaths. And gently release out of the twist. Now, right now, your right ankle is in front of your left thigh. We're going to keep that connection. Just put your hands behind you, lean back, and then step your left foot out in front of you. So coming into a seated figure four. And you'll keep your right ankle flexed while you're here. So those right toes are pulling back towards the shin. Then if you're ready to make the hip stretch a little more intense, you can slide your hips closer to that left heel, or you can walk your hands in closer to your hips. Now rock side to side a few times and visualize your breath moving down into your hips. One more breath, and then release the cross of your legs. Slide both legs straight out in front of you. Give them a little shake, and we'll cross the legs the other way now. So left leg on top. Left foot is going to the outside of your right thigh. Right heel is tucked into your hips. Put your left fingertips behind you and then sit up taller as you reach your right arm overhead. And inhale. Take that twist to the left. Exhaling. Place your elbow over your knee. Keep sitting tall. Every time you inhale, the crown of your head moves towards the ceiling. As you exhale, turn your head to look over your left shoulder and roll that left shoulder farther back. Gently release out of the twist, facing forward. Now your left ankle stays attached to your right knee, and just step the right foot out in front of you into figure four and adjust as needed. Make the stretch a little more intense if you want. Keep your left ankle flexed and rock side to side. One last breath here. And then gently release it. Slide both of your legs out straight in front of you. Give the legs a little shake. Swing your legs behind you when you're ready. We'll come up to tabletop on hands and knees. Spread out your fingers wide. Place your hands shoulder width apart. And then as you inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling, gently stretching your belly. As you exhale, push the floor away from you. Tuck your chin to your chest, draw your navel towards your spine. And continue moving back and forth, inhaling into cow pose. Exhaling back to cat pose. Do that 2 or 3 more times. Let your own breath rhythm guide you. You might continue to use an Ujjayi breath if it feels good. All right, this time we'll inhale into cow pose, but curl your toes under too. And then as you exhale, slowly straighten out your legs to come into downward facing dog. Spend a minute here moving around, pedaling your heels. You might rock your hips side to side. Come forward into a plank position, aligning your shoulders over your wrists. Press firmly with your feet so that you feel your legs lengthening behind you. And then at the same time, draw your sternum forward. Let your chest stretch towards the wall in front of you. 2 more breaths here. And now with an exhalation, bring your knees to the floor, bend your elbows, lowering your chest and your chin to the floor. And from there, we'll just slide right through into Sphinx Pose. So prop yourself up on your forearms and press into the tops of both feet. Strong, engaged legs here. Your elbows are pulling back towards your hips. The chest is lifting, the collarbones are widening, filling that space with breath, space in your heart center. All right, now keep your legs engaged and just slide your hands back onto the mat beside your rib cage and lift up into Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Starting out small if you like, stay close to the ground. And as you exhale, release, come back down. 2 more times, inhale as you rise, push your feet down. And exhale as you release. And 1 more of those, inhaling up into Cobra Pose, maybe slightly higher. And exhale as you bring it back down. Good. Take your arms back by your sides. Imagine trying to touch your feet. Lift your upper body as much as you can. Shoulder blades are squeezing together. Now lift your feet and your legs as well. And the natural tendency here is for the toes to turn out a little bit. Instead, think of lifting your inner thighs to the ceiling so that your thighs internally rotate. And hold here for another couple breaths. And then exhale, let that go. Set your hands on the floor beside you, press up to tabletop, and we'll take a twist. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling as you inhale. Slide that arm underneath you over to the left as you exhale. Come down to rest on your right shoulder, on the right side of your head. You can either walk your left arm out in front of you, maybe pressing into the fingertips there, or wrap your left arm behind your back. You're also free to play with the position of your left leg. Kick it out behind you, lift it up in the air, or just swing it out to the left side of the room. Come back slowly onto your hands and knees. Tabletop again. And switch sides. Left arm up as you inhale. Slide it through as you exhale. Take whichever variation you like. Moving your right arm and your right leg. And slowly come back again into tabletop. And spread out your fingers wide and curl your toes as you inhale. Straighten your legs into down dog as you exhale. Take a little bit deeper breath in through your nose, holding on to that breath for a moment. Open your mouth to let it go. Now move slowly as you start walking your feet forward up towards your hands. And we'll come into Uttanasana. We're standing forward fold there at the front of your mat. Just hang out, bend your knees as much as you want, and maybe catch hold of your elbows and then sway side to side. As you exhale, release your arms, let them dangle. Keep your knees bent at least a little bit. Start to press more firmly through your heels and then roll your way up to standing super slowly. Head and shoulders stay heavy as you roll up. Stack your spine 1 vertebra at a time. And now take your arms above you and inhale. Bring your hands to your heart center as you exhale, mountain pose. Another deep breath in, arms overhead, feet pressing down. And then exhale as you fold forward. Bend your knees if you need to. Lift up halfway, lengthen your spine, find a flat back. Exhale as you let that go. You might even grab the backs of your heels or your ankles to pull yourself in. And then stand back up. Sweep your arms overhead and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, back to mountain pose. Adding on this time, inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale as you lift halfway, draw your chest forward. Exhale, put your hands down, walk the feet back to plank pose. Pause for a moment in plank, lifting your low belly, turning on your core strength. Now you're welcome to lower down with knees, chest, chin, as we did the first time, or you can lower down in chaturanga. And to do that, use your feet to push forward. First, inhale, then bend your elbows and slowly lower down all in one piece. Exhale. Lift up to Cobra Pose, pressing the tops of your feet into the floor as you rise. And now exhale your way back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift your right leg behind you. Bend your right knee and allow your hips to roll open. See what movement feels good, feels intuitive here. Move around however you like. As you inhale, kick your right leg straight, square your hips. As you exhale, use your core strength to pull your knee to your nose and then step your right foot forward in between your hands. Set your left knee down on the ground, uncurl the left toes, float your arms overhead, reaching towards the ceiling, Anjaneyasana. Rotate your palms towards one another and spin your triceps forward to the front of the room. Take several breaths here, reaching a little bit higher as you inhale. And then visualizing your hips sinking down closer to the ground as you exhale. Good. One more breath in. And then exhale, release, hands down and touch the floor. Curl your left toes under, lift that left knee. Before you step forward, bring your right foot a little closer to your left hand. And now step forward with that left foot so that your left ankle is behind your right ankle. Now you can fold forward and let your head drop. And take all the tension out of your neck and shoulders. It might help to shake your head side to side. If it's not easy for you to reach the floor, maybe you've got blocks or something else at home you can place your hands on top of. And you can still bend your knees here. No need to keep them perfectly straight if your hamstrings aren't happy with that. All right, last breath in the forward fold. And then uncross your ankles, stepping the feet, hips width. Push down into both feet, stand up. Inhale, arms go above you. And exhale, hands to heart center, mountain pose. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, slowly folding forward. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, set your hands down, walk your feet back to plank pose. Pause for a moment in plank, feel that fire in your low belly. Then lower yourself down to either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale into Cobra Pose. Remember to use your legs to support you. And then exhale your way back into downward facing dog. Now from down dog, lift your left leg, stretch it back, bend the knee, and allow your hips to roll open. And then just follow your intuition. Move that left leg around any way it wants to go. As you inhale, kick your legs straight, square off your hips. As you exhale, recruit your low belly strength, pull your knee to your nose, and then step that foot up between your hands. And set your right knee down on the ground, uncurl the right toes. Arms float up, overhead, Anjaneyasana. Take several breaths here, growing taller and reaching higher as you inhale. And allowing your hips to sink down as you exhale. One more breath, then exhale, hands come down, touch the floor. Curl your back toes under, lift that right knee, And before you step up, move your left foot a little closer to your right hand. Now step up, right ankle goes behind the left ankle. Fold forward, drop your head down. Use blocks to support your hands if it's helpful. Breathe. Good. Gently uncross the ankles, step the feet, hips width. Press down with both feet, stand up and inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. So flowing straight through Surya Namaskar with the option to hop back this time. Inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale as you fold forward, come on down. Lift halfway up and lengthen your spine, inhaling. Set your hands down. If you like to step back as we've been doing, you can do that, or hop back this time, landing in Chaturanga. Elbows bent. Inhale, either Cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale back to your downward facing dog. All right, from that down dog, let's bend the left knee. And you're going to bring your left knee all the way down to the ground underneath you. And then swing your left foot to the left side of your room. Pivot the right heel down. And peel that right arm open. So we've come into a modified side plank pose. Now take the right arm alongside your ear, reaching forward. And that whole right side of your body should feel like it's getting a little longer. You can hold here, or if you feel like working with a bit more intensity, press firmly into that left palm and into the sole of your right foot and just pick up your left knee and tuck it in towards your chest. Hold for another breath or two as you reach out with that right hand. If you've picked up your left knee, we'll gently set it back down and then come right into downward facing dog again. So just step left foot back, paddle your heels if you want, move it around. Let's try that opposite side. So you'll bend your right knee, bring it down to the floor underneath you. Swing your right foot over to the right, like a little kickstand. Pivot the left heel down into the mat and peel the left arm open. Modified side plank. Now take the left arm overhead, lengthening the left side body. And again, you could stay in this variation or push more powerfully with your right hand and the sole of your left foot as you pick up that right knee, tuck it into your chest, and hold and breathe. And then set the right knee back down. Set your left hand down. We'll come right back into down dog and press the hips up and back. Very nice, yogis. Lift your heels up. Inhale. Bend your knees. Exhale. Look forward. Either step or hop your feet up to your hands. And at the front of the mat there, lift halfway up, inhaling with a flat back. And exhaling into your forward fold. Stand up and circle your arms around you again. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, mountain pose. Let's go again. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, folding forward, but take your time. Lift halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands press down, step or hop your way back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Take another deep breath in, holding the breath for a moment at the top, and then open your mouth, let it go. Pick up your right leg, stretch it back. Inhale. Bring your knee to your nose. And step your foot between your hands. Exhale. Set your left knee down on the ground. You can untuck those toes. If you've got blocks at home, maybe grab the blocks and place them underneath your hands. And then lift your chest up a little bit. Feel your Cobra Pose here in your upper body. As you exhale, straighten out your right leg. Just roll onto your right heel. And then flow with your breath back and forth. Bending the knee, inhale, lifting your chest. Straightening the leg, exhale, half splits. Do that 2 more times. And the last one, press back into half splits. We'll stay a little longer and we'll breathe. And then add a a twist to it. So left hand either on the floor or on a block right underneath your left shoulder. Now open up your right arm, reach it towards the ceiling. Stack your shoulders, widen your collarbones. As you exhale, drop that right hand down. Rebend your right knee. Inhale as you curl the left toes under, lift the left knee. Exhale as you step up onto your right foot for standing splits. So just folding forward, let your head get heavy. If you like to intensify the stretch, you might hold the back of your right ankle with your right hand, or if wrap your whole forearm behind your calf. Pull yourself in closer. All right, release the left foot down to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Stand up from there, sweep your arms overhead. Inhale. Bring your hands into your heart center as you exhale. Again, inhale, arms go up, feet press down. Exhale as you dive forward to Uttanasana. Lift halfway, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, put your hands down, step or hop your way back. Take a vinyasa. You don't have to do it the same way every time. Feel free to mix it up, add in a little variety. Come into your down dog, find your breath. Pick up your left leg, stretch it back as you inhale. Bring your knee up to your nose, low belly engaged, step between the hands, exhale. Set your right knee down, wrap the blocks if you want, lift your chest, feel your Cobra Pose here. Take another breath in. Exhale, straighten out the left leg and roll onto your left heel. And then go back and forth, bending the knee, inhale, lifting your chest. Straighten the leg, exhale, press it back. 2 more times. This time, press back into half splits. Ardha Hanumanasana, we'll hold it. And then place your right hand on the floor, directly under your right shoulder. Peel the left arm open. Reach up to the ceiling. Wide collarbones, fill that space with breath. Exhale as you drop your left hand down. Now rebend the left knee. Inhale, curl your right toes under, lift the right knee. Exhale, step up on the left foot, standing splits, fold over your left leg. Grab that left ankle if you want, or wrap your forearm behind your calf and pull yourself in closer. Lift that right leg higher. And release right foot down to the front of your mat into Uttanasana, forward fold. Stand up from there, sweep your arms above you, inhale. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Exhale. All right, we're going to stay standing at the front of the mat and move into a little bit of balance. So shift your weight into your right foot. You can put your right hand on your right hip. Pick up your left foot and we'll grab that ankle and bring the foot into tree pose. So placing your left foot on your right inner thigh. And arms by your sides just for a moment, just to get steady here. I like to start out with tree pose because it's probably the easiest of the balancing poses, but still gets us used to standing on one foot and all the challenges involved in that. Take your arms overhead, reach towards the ceiling, arms like Urdhva Hastasana, you're firming your triceps. And spinning your upper arms away from your ears. Now, as you inhale, lift that left foot, and as you exhale, take a big step back with your left foot, and we'll land in Warrior One. So you're going to press your left heel into the ground, left toes angled out slightly, deeply bending the front knee. And just because it feels nice, circle your arms behind you with an exhalation. And we'll repeat that circle, reaching forward and up as you inhale, and then back behind you and down as you exhale. A couple more times, maybe exhaling with an open mouth. And then the last one, circle your arms back and interlace your fingers behind you. Roll the shoulder blades together. Take an extra couple breaths here. You might lean back. You might lift your chin away from your chest and look up. With an exhalation, lean forward. Come down low into humble warrior. Move the crown of your head towards the mat. Lift your knuckles to the ceiling. Look back at your left foot. Now think of dragging your right sitting bone back behind you towards that inner left heel. Good. Release your hands down to the floor. We'll plant that left palm firmly and then wiggle your right foot down your mat. As your right foot's wiggling down your mat, you're going to peel the right arm open, reach up to the ceiling, and now you're on the outside edge, pinky toe edge of your left foot. You could hold here. Let's stretch the right arm alongside the ear, get that length going on in the right side body. Your next option is to pick up your right foot and place it on the left inner thigh. So finding that tree pose once again in your side plank. Can you hold that and look up at the ceiling at the same time? Take another breath or two. And then gently release yourself back down into a regular plank. And lower down all the way onto your belly and we'll just stay there. Untuck your toes. Slide your arms out in front of you, palms facing one another, and lift your arms, lift your chest, lift your feet and your legs too. Stretching out in both directions in the locust pose. Then sweep your arms back, interlace your fingers behind you, roll the shoulder blades together, lift up a little bit higher if you can. Keep on breathing. And let that go. Set your hands on the floor beside you. Pick yourself up, cobra or up dog. Inhale. Back to your downward facing dog as you exhale. Couple breaths here. And then float your right leg to the sky as you inhale. Just take a big step up, right foot between your hands. Exhale. We're going to take that left foot, slide it forward another inch or two to shorten your stride, then pivot the left heel in and down, similar to a warrior one stance. Your right leg is now straight. If you want to use blocks, it's a good time to use them underneath your hands. Take a breath in and draw your chest forward as you lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward, drop your head down, nose towards the knee. We'll repeat that twice more. Inhale as you lift your chest, lengthen your spine. And exhale as you release. Bow your head down. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now just hold here. Keep on breathing. Let any tension in the neck and shoulders drain out of there. And if it helps, shake your arms around, shake your shoulders around. Wiggle that tension loose. Begin to slightly bend your right knee. Look forward. Step your left foot up to your right foot and inhale into a flat back. And then exhale as you fold over your legs. Head down. Inhale, stand back up. Arms above you. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Mountain pose. Let's try left side. Put your left hand on your left hip. Shift over to that left foot. Right hand can assist the right foot into tree pose. Arms down by your sides. Get steady here. Now float your arms overhead. Reach up. Urdhva Hastasana arms. Which means you're actively reaching up, trying to touch the ceiling. Triceps engaged. Shoulders externally rotating. Now lift your right foot as you inhale. Take a smooth step back. Land in your warrior one. Exhale. Deeply bending that front knee. On the next breath, circle your arms back behind you. Big circle. Then reach forward and up again. Inhale. And another big circle as you exhale. We'll do two more. Feel free to exhale with an open mouth. And on the last one, drop your arms behind your back. Use the other thumb on top to interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulder blades together. Take a couple breaths here. You might lift your chin away from your chest and look up at the ceiling. On your exhalation, lean forward, humble warrior. Drop your head down. Look back at that right foot. Think of wrapping the outer left hip behind you, pulling your left sitting bone back towards that inner right heel. Good, release, hands down to the floor. We're going to plant the right palm firmly on the floor. Start to wiggle your left foot down your mat, heel toe the foot down the mat, about halfway, and open up the left arm. Spin onto the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Take the left arm alongside your ear, and that's your option 1, to stay right here in this variation, or option 2, pick up your left foot and place it onto your right inner thigh like a tree pose. And then either one of those, see if you can look up at the ceiling and draw your right shoulder blade down your back. And then very gracefully step into a regular plank pose. Inhale, lower down all the way to your belly as you exhale. Uncurl your toes. Both arms stretch out in front of you, palms face one another. Lift your upper body, lift your arms, lift your feet and your legs as well. Hold for a moment, spin those inner thighs to the ceiling. Now sweep your arms back, interlacing fingers the awkward way. Roll the shoulder blades together. Lift a little bit higher in Shavasana. And then exhale as you let it go. Hands on the floor beside you. Pick yourself up, cobra or up dog. Inhale. Back to your downward facing dog as you exhale. Find your breath. Now lift your left leg and stretch it back. Inhale. And take a big step up, left foot between your hands. Exhale. Just adjusting the right foot. Right foot will come up a little bit, a couple inches. Pivot the right heel in and down. Both legs straight. Maybe catch some blocks. And then lengthen your spine. Draw your chest forward. Inhale. Fold over your left leg. Let your head drop down. Exhale. Doing that twice more. Inhale. Flat back. Stretch your chest forward. Exhale as you bow forward over your left leg. Once more. Inhale. Then release into the forward fold as you exhale. Just stay here. All right, now slightly start to bend that left knee again. Look forward. Step your right foot up to the front, inhaling into a flat back and exhaling into your forward fold. Inhale, stand up, sweep your arms overhead, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right, we're going to start off with another balancing pose. You can bring your hands to your hips, shift your weight into your right foot, pick up the left foot, and this time figure 4. So you're placing your left ankle just above that right knee on your thigh. And sink your hips back like you're doing a chair pose. And keep your left ankle flexed. Now, reach your arms out in front of you. Take the left arm under the right arm. Fold your forearms together. And now see if you can lean forward more and more and eventually hook your elbows over that left shin. And if you got that far, keep pulling your elbows back towards your shin and stretching your chest forward. Breathe. All right, we're going to come out of here slowly, maintaining the balance. So stand upright, unwrap your arms, inhale, arms up, lift your left knee. You can even kick your left leg straight if you like, and then swing that leg back behind you. Big step back into warrior 1. And just drop your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Roll the shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. Maybe look up at the ceiling. This time, as you inhale, we'll look forward and straighten the front leg. And then as you exhale, lean forward into pyramid pose. Now, depending on how tight your hamstrings are feeling, you might need to bend that right knee as you come down, and that's okay. As much as you can, keeping that right leg straight and wrapping the outer right hip behind you, and then continuing to lift your knuckles towards the ceiling as you hang your head down. Great. As you exhale, release your hands, set them down. Let's push into both palms. Pivot onto the ball of your left foot first. This is reminiscent of what we did in the beginning with our side plank. You're going to pick up your right foot and tuck your right knee to your chest. Spin your left heel in and down. Moving your weight into your right hand. Open up the left arm, reach it to the ceiling, and take that left arm alongside your ear. Reach forward. If this is too much, right leg can come down to the ground. Give you a little break. Now, see if you can keep that right knee lifted. If you've still got it lifted, put your left hand down and roll into a tree pose side plank. Right arm comes up, right toes touch the left inner thigh. Now our last variation, we're going to drop into wild thing. So take the right foot, step it behind your left leg, and then push your hips up to the ceiling and let your heart curl open as you tip your head back. Good. Flip back around. You can come to down dog, or you can come back into plank, or maybe even a one-leg plank and flow through your vinyasa there. Ending up in down dog. Find your breath. All right, continuing with that right side, pick up your right leg, stretch it back behind you, inhale, and then big step forward, right foot between your hands, exhale. Adjust your stance again for a pyramid pose, so the left foot will come up just a little bit, shorten the stride, pivot that left heel down, pyramid, and now, if you've got a block, maybe keep that block with you under your left hand. Otherwise, left hand on the floor, and then right hand comes up to the right hip. And think of using your hands to wrap your outer right hip back behind you. Push it towards the back of your room. Notice if you roll onto the pinky toe side of your right foot a little bit. Let's try to keep that right foot pressed down firmly. So root down with the right big toe mound into the ground. And then peel your right shoulder open more and more. And finally, add that right arm, reaching up. Parivrtta Trikonasana, Revolved Triangle Pose. And you can turn your gaze and look up at your right hand if your neck is comfortable with that. Keep on breathing. Excellent. As you exhale, drop your right hand down, folding forward. Look up to the front of your mat and inhale, step your left foot up right into Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale as you fold over your legs, release. Inhale, stand up and sweep your arms overhead, reach up. And gather your hands at heart center, mountain pose. Nice work. We got one more round of that. Hands on hips. Shift your weight into your left foot. Pick up your right foot. Make your figure four. Position with your legs. Sink your hips back like a chair pose. Right ankle remains flexed. Now reach your arms forward. Take the right arm underneath into Garudasana arms. And if you can, lean forward and get your elbows in front of your shin. Pull your elbows back towards you. Keep reaching your chest forward. Keep breathing. All right, keep the balance. Slowly stand up, unwrap the arms, reach up, inhale, maybe press your right leg straight, kick the heel away. Exhale, giant step back onto the right foot, Virabhadrasana 1. Take another breath in, and then exhale, drop your hands behind you using the opposite thumb on top, fingers interlace. Roll your shoulder blades back. Lift your chin, look up. Now as you inhale, look forward and straighten up the front leg. Exhale, come on down into that variation of pyramid pose. Keeping your hands clasped, lift your knuckles to the ceiling. Relax your neck, let your head get heavier. Breathe into your hamstrings. Good, release your hands down to the floor. A little bit of side plank flow here. We're gonna push into the palms, roll to the ball of your right foot. Use your low belly strength to pick up that left foot, tuck your left knee to your chest. Now just pivot the right heel in and down. Shift your weight to your left hand. Reach the right arm up to the sky. And then take that right arm alongside your ear and stretch out. If you need to, you can bring the left knee down underneath you for now. Another breath here. Now if you can, keep the left knee lifted. Put your right palm back on the floor. Flip over to face the other way. Left foot on the right inner thigh. Left arm opens up. There's your tree pose, side plank. And now we'll take it into wild thing. So take your left foot behind you. Push into the floor with the ball of that foot. Hips go up. Heart expands, open. Tip your head back. And then flip back around. Either straight into down dog or come up to plank or one leg plank. Take a vinyasa there. Finding your down dog, finding your breath. One more variation of pyramid pose. Taking it into revolved triangle. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Big step forward, left foot between your hands. Exhale. Move your right foot up just a little. Pivot the right heel down. Both legs straight. Catch a block with your right hand if you want it. Otherwise, right hand on the floor underneath your right shoulder. Take your left hand to your left hip and encourage that outer left hip to wrap back behind you. Now roll the left shoulder open more and more. Widen your collarbones. And finally, lift the left arm up to the sky. Did you remember to root down firmly into the ball of that left big toe? Keep that left foot planted powerfully into your mat. Now exhale, release. Bring your left hand to the floor again. Look forward at the front of your mat. We'll step the right foot up to the left foot, inhaling into a flat back. And exhaling into your forward fold again, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, sweep your arms above you, reach up. Exhale, collect your hands at your heart center into mountain pose. Pause here for a moment, close your eyes. Feel the effect of all that work that you've done so far today. And then take your arms above you again. Inhale, reach up. And exhale as you dive back down. Last opportunity for vinyasa today. Lift halfway up. Inhaling. Put your hands down, step or hop back. Exhaling, chaturanga. To cobra or up dog. Inhale. And back to down dog again. Exhale. All right, let's move into a nice pigeon pose. Lift your right leg up. Stretch it back. Inhale. Bring it forward to pigeon as you exhale. And if pigeon pose is not comfortable for you, you could flip over on your back and take a figure four stretch there. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Otherwise, if you're comfortable in pigeon pose, let's pause here for a moment. Prop up on the fingertips. Get that feeling of Cobra Pose in your upper body, lots of length. And now walk your hands away. As you exhale, come on down. You could rest on your forearms. You could stack your palms, hands one on top of the other, and then rest your forehead on top of your hands. Or maybe use a block to support your forehead. Wherever you end up, close your eyes. Try to get as relaxed as you can here. Stay for one more breath. Gently lift yourself back up. Lean into the right hip. Take your left leg that's behind you, swing it around to the front. And if you are on your back doing a figure four, you'll just sit up and join us here. Left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Right heel tucked in. This is where we started out our practice today. We're going to do the same twist that we did in the beginning with an option to add in a little arm balance if you feel like it. And if not, no worries. So take your left hand behind you first, press into the fingertips. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling as you inhale. And rotate to your left. Exhale, tuck that right elbow over your left knee. So that's the twist we did before. And you can look over your left shoulder towards the wall behind you. Now, if you feel like adding in the arm balance, let's first of all make sure that you've got a really nice hook of your elbow over your knee. And if your elbow is just kind of sitting at the edge of your knee, it's easy for it to slip right off. So get that elbow as far over the knee as you can. And then you're going to bring both of your hands down to the floor off to your left side. So if you're sitting on a yoga mat facing forward, your hands are going to be pointed to the left side of your yoga mat now. And place those hands shoulder width. And then pick up your hips off the ground. Slide the right foot more to the right. Lean in the direction that your fingers are pointing. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. See if you can pick up both feet. And if you can pick up both feet and you're ready for more challenge, you could kick the legs straight out and then maybe tuck them back in before you gently plop yourself back down into the seated twist. No rush. That didn't work out perfectly. Maybe you give it a couple tries. When you're ready to release, just undo the twist again. Bring your knees a little closer together into Gomukhasana. And then we'll just fold forward, walk your hands away, and drop your head down. All right, walk your hands back in. Bring the hands behind you. Lean back. Shake your legs. Do whatever you want to do to get back to down dog. You could roll forward and pick yourself up and go through another vinyasa, or you could just step back right into down dog. And from down dog, lift your left leg, stretch it behind you. Inhale. Bring it forward to pigeon pose. Exhale. If not pigeon pose, lie on your back. Take your figure forward. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. If you've joined me here in pigeon pose, walk your hands in, prop yourself up, lift your chest like a cobra pose. And then with an exhalation, walk it out. Fold forward. Bring your head down if you can. All right, one more slow breath in pigeon pose. And then begin to prop yourself back up. And lean into your left hip. Swing the right leg around to the front of your mat. Cross that right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Tuck your left heel in close to your hips. Getting ready for our twist with the option to arm balance. Take your right fingertips behind you onto the floor. Left arm up. Inhale, sit tall. Rotate to the right. Exhale, hooking your left elbow over your right knee. Ardha Matsyendrasana. And gaze back over your right shoulder. You can stay in that twist. If you want to try out the arm balance, again, you'll make sure that your left elbow is really tucked over that knee as much as you can get it. And then you'll place both of your hands down on the floor off to your right side. You're placing your hands shoulder width and you're keeping your fingers spread out. Pick up your hips off the ground. Move that left foot out from underneath you. So left foot swings out to the left more. And you're going to pick yourself up and move in the direction that your fingers are pointing. So to the right. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Maybe hold there and kick the legs straight. And then tuck them back in. And then gently take a seat again. Remember, you can give it a couple tries if you want to. It doesn't have to happen that quickly. No rush, but when you are ready to release, you take a seat, you undo your twist, face the front of your mat again, and bring your knees a little closer together. Inhale there, and exhale, just walk your hands away and drop your head down into Gomukhasana. Walk your hands back in towards you. Then bring your hands behind you, lean back, shake out your legs. We're going to come down to lying on our backs. Let's do that with a little bit of boat pose first. So reach forward, pick up your legs, lengthen your spine, and if you can straighten your legs while here, go ahead and straighten them. Just a little bit of core work before we slow it all down and drop into Shavasana. So from your boat pose, lean back now, come into Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. Just trying to keep the back of your pelvis on the ground, but everything else is lifted. Can you stay high? Bring your hands behind your head, hold here. Now 5 times, tuck your knees into you, exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, kick your feet back out, straight legs. Exhale, tuck your knees in, elbows to knees. Inhale, kick the legs straight, just 3 more. Feel free to exhale through your mouth. Inhale, stretch the legs out. Exhale, tuck back in. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then release, feet to the floor, head down on the floor, relax. Sweep your arms down by your sides. Make sure your feet are close enough to your hips that you could just barely touch your heels. And now push into your heels and lift your hips up, come to bridge pose. You can hold right here. You can clasp your hands together, walk the shoulder blades in towards one another. If you've got wheel pose in your practice, feel free to place your hands next to your head and push up into wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Either one of those back bends, take a few breaths, maybe 5 breaths, maybe more. When you're ready to come down, we'll go slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. And then let your knees tip over from side to side, legs moving like windshield wipers. If you're feeling pretty active today and you want to do another couple rounds of bridge or wheel, then go for it. Otherwise, 1 back bend was enough for today. Then just place your feet together and open your knees. Supta Baddha Konasana. Place your hands on your low ribs. Feel your body. Feel your breath. If you were doing another round of bridge or wheel, see if you can wrap that up soon and join us in 1 final twist. So pull your knees back together, pick up the right leg and cross it over the left. Arms stretch out to the sides. Move your hips towards the right as you inhale. Let your knees fall over to the left as you exhale, and then turn your head to the right. back through center. Change the cross of your legs. Move your hips to the left, inhale, and tip your knees over to the right side, exhale. Now turning your head to the left. Back through center again. Uncross your legs. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock side to side here. If you want, you can take happy baby pose, catching hold of your feet. And if there's anything different you'd like to add into the end of your practice, now's your opportunity. Move around and explore. Just follow your intuition. All the way into Shavasana. When you're ready, extend the legs straight. I like to give the legs a little shake out first and then drop into it. If you prefer a different resting position, find your own. And we'll settle in for a couple minutes here of stillness and complete effortlessness. Now, if you have more time at home to stay longer in Shavasana, I encourage you to stay longer. If an hour is all you have, we are at the end of our hour right now. So let's take a little deeper breath in. Sigh that breath out. And slowly start to bring yourself back. Some small movements, fingers and toes, hands and feet. You might extend your arms overhead, stretch out, before bringing yourself back to a comfortable seated posture. And as we began our practice in gratitude, we'll bring it full circle and seal the hands together at heart center, remembering what we have to be grateful for right now. Say a thank you to yourself for getting on your mat and making your yoga practice a priority. And I thank you, as always, for sharing in this practice and for allowing me to guide you. Namaste. All right, thank you, yogis. I hope you enjoyed this practice, what I like to call an all-around flow, where we're not really focusing on one thing, but just a little of everything. So hopefully your whole body's feeling a bit better now. Have a wonderful rest of your week. If you'd like to make a donation, I really appreciate it. My Venmo info is underneath this video in the description. All right, see you on Wednesday.